TikTok is this whole other thing that I'm still figuring out.
I have to ask you about this other TikTok you went viral for recently.
Oh no.
I more so just want to know, one, does it surprise you when certain things like that also get attention? And two, how do you decide like when to address things and when to just not?
It's kind of funny, you know. I actually was not expecting that TikTok video to have the reaction that it did. Like at all. So that one took me by surprise. Okay. And I think I addressed it because I'm very honest and open on all of my social media and in interviews, whatever that is. So because I apparently got it so wrong and I was surprised over it, I had to just tell everyone like, oh, okay, I thought this was cool. I guess it wasn't. So, you know, sorry if it was weird, but it wasn't like this formal apology. It was more, I just feel like I have open communication with the people that follow me. So it was actually quite casual in addressing it. But, you know, the headlines made it sound like a very formal thing that sounded much more disastrous than I thought it was.
And then when you go after something like that happens, and you said you're in open communication with your followers, and I know you post a lot, do you then like double think about, do you like second guess things, or are you just like, all right, let's move on to the next?
Oh, all the time. I second guess things all the time now, especially if it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. And I guess that's what TikTok is for me. And I watch my kids do it, or at least Natasha do it. And I was, for that one in particular, I was trying to do my own iteration of what she had done. So here I'm thinking I'm cool and I'm not. So it's like TikTok is this whole other thing that I'm still figuring out, you know? So when it comes to something like that, I'm going to second guess myself. But on certain things, like, no, I'm not going to second guess myself at all.
You and your daughter recently, I feel like, made like headlines for looking alike. Do you guys share clothes? And does it surprise you that people are still like, oh, they look so much alike?
Well, I love when people think that we look alike, because I think my daughter is stunning, and I just love spending time with her and being with her. We don't really share clothes. She doesn't live at home anymore, but we did have the same outfit on in those pictures, or in one of them at least, because we were modeling my clothing line together. Right. And that's the great thing about Natasha. She still enjoys being with mom and dad, and she's still up for doing me favors. Like when I ask her if she can be my model, she's like, of course I will.
Do you ever ask her for, like when you're designing your QVC line, are you ever like, do you like this? Or do you just, you go with it and then you ask her to put it on later?
She's not in the design process with me simply because it's a full-time job and there's so much work that I have to do. So I don't have time to ask her opinion while I'm at work and having to make those decisions. But she definitely gives me really great tips on styling, and just from a different generation perspective on what she likes and what she doesn't like. So I take that all into account.
I mean, it's obviously safe to say you look alike, but could you name which one of your children you think has the most personality like yours versus maybe your husband's?
Yeah, I actually think Natasha looks a lot more like my husband than me. I think I read some of those headlines. I think we do look more like sisters than twinning. But you know, she definitely has the personality of my husband more than me, and my boys are much more. I think we're much more alike in personality for sure.